Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion in the Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Wherever you may be around this globe, it certainly is a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful, sunshiny day outside. Even if it's not sunshiny where you are, you know, let your brilliance shine forth from you. Just start your day off on the right foot, on the right path. Get up and frame your day. Get up and frame your day. You dictate to your day what type of day that you're going to have. You just don't sit back and, hope for things to happen or wait for things to happen. You just get up and make it happen. Get up and make it happen. That's the best way to do it. And I hope that, you having a fantastic Friday, or you're whether it's the morning, because I do understand that this broadcast goes around the world. So wherever you are and whatever time it is, I hope that you're enjoying your day. And if not, you know make it the best. Okay, make it the best, because you can change your day. You could change the way that you see your day. You could change the way that you feel your day. Okay, and what I mean by that is it comes from you. It comes from you. I always tell you to get up in the morning. When you get up in the morning, you get up with the intention that today is going to be a great day. Today is going to be a good day. You know, and even like I say, if it's not going so good, you might be in the middle of your day, wherever you are around the world. It may even be the evening. And maybe your day hasn't gone so good. But you decide within yourself, hey, today is going to be, the rest of my day is going to be fantastic. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to get up. I'm going to, shift my direction. I'm going to shift gears, and I'm going to enjoy this day, because you know what? You'll never get this day back. You'll never get this day back. And if you think about it, life is so short. Life is just a vapor. And it shouldn't be, where you go through life with struggling, go through life with apprehension, go through life, not really enjoying life. You're supposed to enjoy life. I want to inspire you today to say, enjoy your life. If things are not going as you think they should, get up and you decide that something's got to change. Something's got to change in my life. Something's got to shift in my life. I'm no longer going to accept it for how it is going. I'm not going to accept the struggles. I'm not going to accept, the problems. I'm not going to accept those things. I'm going to see what's going on, and I'm going to shift gears. This is something that you have to decide. No one can decide it for you. No one. With void, you may be even feeling the void in your life, like there's something more for you, but you just can't get your hands on it. And this is the perfect time, because what I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to talk about, where do limitations reside? Where do they reside? And that's a lot of times people's problems, why they face so many oppositions, why they face so many difficulties and struggles. Because inside there are limitations that they have formulated in their mind. And now, these things are bumping against each other. And they're causing a breakdown. They're causing a delay. They're causing, confusion. They're causing different things to happen in your life. Well, today, I'm going to talk about that, because I want you to be renewed. I want you to be restored. And I want you to be replenished. And it's possible. It's possible for you. So let me introduce myself. First of all, for those of you who don't know me, who, you may be looking at this broadcast for the first time, I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, and I teach you how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. And basically, I talk to women. That's my audience. But I know I have men following me also. And it's for everybody. Maximize your potential. Don't just exist, but live your life. And live your life to the fullest. And enjoy your life. Because we only have one life to live, y'all. We only have one life to live. So make it the best. Make it the best. Everything that's on the inside of you is of value. I want you to think about that. You have those treasures. You have those gems that you don't even know sometimes that they're there. But you know what? Other people can see those things. And from time to time, you may have even thought to yourself, why they keep calling me? Why they keep depending on me? Why am I always, on the tip of their tongue? Why am I always, being pulled here and being pulled there? That's because someone else could see your value. They could see what's on the inside of you where you can't. Where you can't. And a lot of this comes from the wrong programming. The wrong programming. And if you hang with me and listen at, what's on this program, you'll see how to change those things, those limiting beliefs, those different things that you do, those different things that you say that compromises your design pathway. Your design pathway. Some of you may not even, have even considered that there is purpose for you, that you have a design pathway because you've been, pulled from this, in this direction and pulled in that direction. And you're scattered in your mind. You don't know what to think. You don't know where you belong. You don't know, what's going on with you. You're trying to fit in here and you're trying to fit in there, but nothing seems to be working. Nothing's working. But I want to inspire you today. You're not made to fit in. You're made to stand out and be unapologetically you. Unapologetically you. Embrace your uniqueness. Embrace that. Embrace who you are. But first of all, you have to know who you are. And that will change a whole lot of things that may be going on in your life at this present time. Now, let me ask you this question. How many of you are living the good life? A life where everything is possible because you could see it and you believe it and you're walking toward it. How many of you are living that life? And if not, you know what? You could do something about it. You could identify those blockages. You can identify those blockages. Now, it's going to take, effort on your part. It's going to require you to, take time out for yourself. And, with this being the weekend coming up, because today's Friday, why don't you take some time this weekend and really think about who you are. Take that pen and that notebook or that journal and sit back and, find out who you are. Find out what you have to offer. Ask yourself some questions. And, these things will give you a view of who you are. Because there's so much division going on inside of a person. Many, many times. And they're so confused. Because they're thinking one way, they speaking another way, and they acting a totally different way. And they wonder why things seem to be in a chaotic state. And they get frustrated. They get burned out. Or they just give up. They just settle. So that's why, you should take time out for yourself. You take time out for everybody else, making sure that everybody else is good. Your spouse's needs are taken care of. Your kids' needs are taken care of. Your boss's needs are taken care of. Your students' needs are taken care of. Or whoever. But when it comes time for you, when it comes time for you, your personal time, you're too tired. And you're constantly skipping over this instead of seeing yourself as having value, as having worth, as being significant, as having, value and benefits that, you could offer your clients. Some of you might not even know, not even have thought about that you have an audience or clients or customers, because you're leaving, that on the back burner. You're not even seeing that, where you could turn your knowledge into dollars. That what everybody else asks you about or get you to do is something that you could turn into a monetary return. I want you to think about that. So these are some tips that when you sit back and you're thinking about who you are and what you have to bring to the table. And maybe for some of you, this is, aha moment. You think, Gertrude, what? You mean I got something that, I could gain a monetary return from? Yes, you do. In whatever, capacity it is. Everyone has something to offer. It's just not, a few of us. Everybody. Nobody's just, you can't think of yourself as a mistake or afterthought or whatever. No matter how you got here, you got here. Okay? You're here now. Now, what you going to do about it? Or you going to go around with, that poisoning in your mind, thinking that I'm a nothing, I'm a nobody, I'm an afterthought, No. You're going to shift that program. You're going to get rid of that negative programming. And you're going to fill yourself up to be on the journey of your design pathway so you could begin to live that good life, that life of fulfillment, that life of peace, that life of joy, that life of no struggling. Now, struggle and opposition are two different things, okay? Opposition, you just take those things and you use those as a launching pad or a stepping stool to launch you into deeper into whatever it is that you're designed to accomplish. But a struggle is trying to find your way, thinking that if you do this, you're going to get this, you're going to reach your goals. And because you get tired over here, you get burned out, then you jump over here. I there was a lady that I talked to maybe about a month ago. And she wanted a meeting with me, and we met on Zoom and everything. And I think she was involved in two businesses, and she was just scattered all over the place, by her conversation and everything, because she was telling me how, she was in this business and, she kind of neglected this business and, she was going over here to this business. And then I looked at social media and I saw her, on another business. And I'm saying, Lord have mercy, this poor woman. But, scattered, not knowing her design pathway, not knowing who she is, this grasping here and grasping there to make things work. And a lot of times you see that, a lot of times you'll see that. You hear people saying that. And this could resonate with a lot of y'all because you hear people saying this and people have done this if this isn't you. So if you can't take care of one thing, how are you going to take care of 2 and 3 other things? Just think about that. So you have to find out who you are and get rid of that negative programming. Get rid of those things that maybe your parents told you or an authority figure told you. Not saying that all of it was wrong, okay? Not saying all of it was wrong, but a lot of these things that people have told us and they have said it should be this way, it should be that way. It was not, it was not true. And, people do the best they can, especially our parents. They do the best they can with what they've been given, okay? And even some of us as parents, we have said things that's not totally right to our kids. But when we know better, we do better. So always, seek for that wisdom. Always seek to, to have wisdom. Read. Get yourself a coach. Invest in yourself at the level that you expect results. Get around people, associate with people who are where you intend to go. That's going to pull you to be the best version of yourself. And when I mean pull you, they're going to inspire you, that it's going to pull something out of you that you didn't realize that was inside of you. I want you to think about that as I dive into the topic for today. Where do limitations reside? Where do they reside? And I'm going to go to the first one because I want you to live your good life, okay? I want you to see that, there's nothing impossible to you if you only believe. So don't give up. Don't give in. Don't give up and don't give in. But go back and find out who you are and your purpose for being. And I promise you, it will enrich your life because now you'll live your life on purpose. And you won't be feeling that void. You'll have that joy, okay? That joy on the inside. You'll be motivated. you'll be inspired to continue forward and create, whether it's that book that's on the inside of you with that message that people need to hear, your audience, because somebody's listening for your voice, your specific uniqueness, or your clients with those products and services, things that you have yet to create. They're all up here now. They're in the mind. And as long as they're in the mind, they're fantasies. Let's bring those things to life. But first, you have to come to life, okay? And live your life. And stop just existing. Stop existing. Because you are somebody. And you are brilliant. Now let's get to the first one. Your thoughts. Your thoughts. When I'm talking about where do limitations lie? Where do they reside? In your thoughts. What others are thinking about you? Sometimes that's all that goes through your mind. Well, what is so-and-so thinking about me? Am I good enough? Am I, talented enough? Do they think that I could do this? Do they see value in me? Second guessing yourself, being more concerned about what other people think about you. It doesn't matter what people think about you. Am I good enough? And a lot of times that causes people to, just stop in their tracks, thinking that their book is not good enough. What will somebody think if I wrote this and if I wrote that? I had a gentleman one time, I met with him. He called me to his place of business and he wanted to write this book. But he wasn't going to write it, at that particular time because he was going to wait until after his parents passed. Like he knew the time that they would pass. I mean, we never know, right? He could be gone before they would pass. But anyway, he said he didn't think that, he should write the book at that particular time. And, sometimes people, they think about what others are going to think. And that holds them back. And in his case, it totally, held him back from writing this book. But you know what? As long as something is the truth, tell your truth. Live your truth. It doesn't matter what other people think. They're going to think, regardless. They're going to think regardless. But you can't stop them. You can't control anybody's thoughts. If you could control other people's thoughts, just think about your thoughts. Can you control your thoughts when you're thinking negative about yourself? And that moves us into the next talking point of this. With your thoughts, what are you thinking about yourself? Are you thinking that, you're not good enough? Are you constantly putting yourself down? Are you thinking negative about yourself? Or are you thinking positive about yourself? I think I talked about that yesterday about the thoughts, okay? About the thoughts. How to elevate your thoughts. How to come into an alignment with your thoughts, your words, and your actions in order to reach your ultimate goal. So if you're trying to reach something like your goals, you have to shift that negative programming that's in your mind. This is called discipline. This is called discipline. And a lot of limitations reside in the thoughts. How you thinking, how you thinking somebody else is thinking. Yo, that is too much, time wasted thinking about something somebody else is thinking. Some of those things you just need to cast down. It's because it's too much time wasted thinking those limiting thoughts, those things that's holding you back, the thoughts of the mind, or having no expectation of success. Thinking that, oh, I'm going to write this book, but who's going to buy this book? Or I'm going to write this, but I don't expect it to sell many copies. Self-defeating thoughts. Self-defeating thoughts. Because you fail to recognize who you are and embrace your uniqueness. It doesn't matter how many books or how many products are out there. How many different companies have created bread? How many different toothpaste companies do they have out there? How many different brands do they have? And there's always something different about it. How many different ketchup brands do they have? I'm just pulling things as they're coming to me, okay? All tomato ketchup. But there's something about each one of them. Just like mayonnaise. Some people like Hellmann's. Some people like Blue Plate. Some people like Miracle Whip. It's the uniqueness about them. So you have to have an expectation when you have something, because that's a limitation that you're listening to. Limitations from what you've been told in the past. My pet peeve is, and I tell you all this, there's many pet peeves. But the one, you got to crawl before you walk. Oh, it sounds cute. It sounds all this, and people justify it. I don't believe in it. Okay? I don't believe in it. And I don't set my mind to that. Because anything that I put my hands to, I know it will prosper. That's why I don't put my hands to anything. I don't put my hands to anything. And you got to know this within yourself. You have to know this. So we have to get that negative programming out of us. Okay? And it begins with you. So that's something that you could think about this weekend when you're thinking about who you are. Those limiting thoughts, where do those things reside? Those limitations, where do those limitations reside? They reside in your thoughts. That's one place they reside, in your thoughts. What are you constantly thinking about? Are you just allowing your thoughts to run wild? Thoughts coming in and thoughts going out. You're spending time thinking there, thinking in, and you've been thinking on that for so long. Now it's becoming a part of you. Now you believe in it. Now you're acting it out. Something to think about. Let's move to the next one. Where do limitations reside? They reside in your feelings. Feelings of rejection. There's one. Can't move forward because you've been rejected in the past. And you're thinking that, people are going to reject you. You worked on your book. You worked on your product. Now, in your mind, here goes with the thoughts. All these are interconnected. Okay? As you're working on it, you're thinking that there's rejection. So now you transferring that into your message. You're writing it half-heartedly. You're creating a product, but because rejection is, this is a distraction also. It's screaming loud to you, rejection, rejection. Now, you're not giving your all. You're not giving your best. It's holding you back. It's even affecting your sight, where now it's blinding you. It's causing that cloudiness, okay, in your mind. The mind has a big part to play, okay? The mind affects everything. Just think, just think. If a person doesn't have a sound mind, if their mind is unstable, I think I talked about that on Wednesday or Tuesday about stability in the mind, okay? It's a blessing just to have a sound mind or your right mind, okay? Your right mind, a sound mind. A mind that's staying on its path. Yet no matter what comes to pull it, away, it's going to remain there. And that's called discipline. That's causing recognizing who you are. But rejection, okay, the feelings, where do limitations reside? In those feelings. Okay? You have to go back and begin to get rid of these feelings, replace these feelings. And I know it's going to take some work. It's going to take some effort, but you're worth it. Okay? You are worth it. And, if you can't do it by yourself, this is a part where you invest your money. Okay? Your money. You invest your time and you invest your money and get somebody that could help you to overcome these things, to replace these things. Not to overcome just to overcome, but you have to replace things. Because if you don't replace them, what's going to happen? That same thing is going to come back. So you just can't overcome it. You have to replace it. Replace lies with the truth. Replace negative with the positive. Always replace, okay? Because if you get rid of something and leave that space empty, okay? Guess what? Whatever that was is going to creep back in. Because now, you have something to hold on to. It's like a comfort blanket. Okay? It makes you feel some type of way. You don't want this, but at least there's something there. So why not, have it where it's something you have replaced something. And always replace something with something that's going to move you toward your goals. And that's going to better you, to bring you into a better version of yourself. So where do limitations lie? It even lies in, I'm not good enough. Who says you're not good enough? Who are you comparing yourself to? You don't compare yourself to anybody, okay? You're running your own race on your own time clock. Just run on. Run on, okay? Travel your design pathway. This is all for you. There's no competition. None whatsoever. Where do limitations reside? It resides, again, in fear. What are you afraid of? Okay? Use fear as that launching pad to get you to that next dimension in your walk, in your journey to success. Launching pad or stepping stone, either one. Okay? Step over it. Use it as, okay, here's opposition. Let me just step on over it. What's a stepping stone? When you have stepping stones in the garden, you're stepping over the dirt, or you're stepping over, whatever it may be in your garden. Think about it that way. But don't allow those self-defeating thoughts to reside and allow you to feel a certain way, thinking that you don't have value. And then you begin to feel this. Sit back and walk with your shoulders up, back, and your head held high. And be unapologetically you. You know, it's all about you, the total you. We want to see the total you. Here's another one. When I'm talking about where do limitations lie, they lie in your conversations, okay? Who are you connected to? What are those conversations? I want you to think about that. Are those conversations allowing you to move forward, or are those conversations causing confusion and, causing you to stop, or causing you to second guess yourself, or causing you to go backward, or causing you to be confused? What are those conversations? Who are you connected to? You got to get some people out of your ears, okay? There's too many voices, okay, talking about this and talking about that. And especially when they're talking about nothing. Especially that. Those empty conversations. And like I said before, you're not a garbage disposal. You have too much going on in your life without listening to gossip, without listening to empty conversations, without, allowing your ears to be poisoned with that negative programming. Because believe it or not, whatever goes in, you're being programmed. Now it's going to begin to affect the way you do things, affect the way you think, affecting, the way that you're either going to move toward your ultimate goal. You're going to stop in your tracks, or you're going to move backwards. The choice is yours, okay? And then what are you listening to? What are you listening to? Are you listening to a lot of foolishness? Are you listening to things that will cause fear? Are you listening to things that, promote, instability? What are you listening to? You don't have to stay there and listen to it. Learn how to change the channel. Learn how to turn off some things. Listen to things that's going to promote you, that's going to cause you to be a better version of yourself. Truth, not lies. The truth. If it can't be backed up, okay? If it seems, like it's just out there just to have something to say, don't do it. Stop listening to it. Only feed, yourself with those things that are positive, those things that are good for you, and not gossip. You don't have time to talk about somebody else when you have enough work to do about yourself. Okay? Be concerned about you. Take time out this weekend and do that self-care. Find out who you are and what you have to offer. That's how you leave money on the table, because you're so concerned about other people, you can't get yourself together. Okay? Stop leaving money on the table. Folks, let them take care of themselves. You can't change anybody's mind. You can't change anybody from how they live it. Let them be. And you just be concerned about you. Be concerned about you. That's what's important. You are important. Here's another one. Actions. Where do limitations reside? They reside in your actions. You're trying to please people. Who are you trying to please? They're going to believe about you whatever they believe about you. So be it. Don't try to please anybody. Don't try to live up to somebody else's expectations of who they think that you are. You have to know who you are and live it, whether they accept you or not. Whether they accept you or not. Sometimes people, have idea even about their children, that their children should follow in their footsteps, okay? With maybe a business or, something of that nature. And the child has, their design pathway. Maybe they want to start, their own business. Maybe they want to, teach at a school. Whatever the case may be. Stop trying to please people because that will limit you. Okay? It will limit you. Live your life and live your life on purpose. And that's what it's about this weekend, y'all. Finding out who you are so you can live your life on purpose. And here's another one. Stop giving up. Stop giving up. And do this for real, okay? This is real talk here. This is real talk. And I always keep it 100% on here. When you sit there in your quiet place and you assessing who you are, it's going to give you insight. It's going to show you some things. It's going to help you discover some things that you didn't know about yourself. So you'll stop giving up. And many, many of you, there's so much inside of you. But because you don't see who you are and don't understand who you are and don't know who you are, you give up. And you have thrown in the towel. Because you listen to a voice over here. And you listen to a voice over there. And you tried this and it didn't work. And you tried that for a while and it didn't work. And you got discouraged. And you gave up. But when you discover your true self, it will fix that void. It will fill that void. And you'll never be disappointed again. But it will inspire you to continue to move in that direction of your design pathway. And, through all of this, you have to not only see who you are, receive who you are, understand who you are. And, imagine, use your imaginations to imagine yourself. And of course, I'm always say, write your vision down and make it plain upon paper and always keep it before your face because this will keep you inspired. This will break those limitations because you could see it. Okay? You could see it. Now it becomes a reality. You have taken your fantasy into a reality. So all of these things, you have to be present in this. You have to activate it. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Okay? Stop letting people pull you in every direction. Those directions that's not, designed for you. Because it won't work. You'll just be frustrated. And the last and final one, where do limitations reside? They reside in a lack of knowledge. An audience, I know. I've been there. Lack of knowledge. when I was climbing the corporate ladder and I didn't understand who I was until I faced those two layoffs. Not only faced them, went through them. Those two layoffs back to back. It wouldn't have been a second layoff if I had understood who I was after the first layoff. But I didn't understand who I was. I didn't know who I was until after the second layoff, where I had to look inside of myself and see who I was and what I had to work with and what I could turn into a monetary return. So, it happens to us, y'all. It happens to us. But when we know better, do better. I didn't have anybody telling me these things that I'm telling you. I didn't have anybody. I had to figure it out. I had to work through this thing. Okay? It's easier for you as I'm telling you this. But for me, I had no one to tell me this. I had to go through this. So this was my purpose. Because you can't take anybody where you haven't been. But if you've been there, you certainly could share the light. And you certainly could tell them the pitfalls. You could tell them the pitfalls. You could tell them the victories because you see it for them. You understand their pain points and you understand what they're feeling. So I understand my audience. I know what you're feeling. I know what you're going through. I've been there. I've been there. But I could tell you that there will be a time where you're on your right pathway and you're living your life on purpose and you're living a good life where everything is possible. But lack of knowledge is where people, reside. They're not knowing who they are and not understanding the process because they didn't write it out. They didn't write out their vision. Okay? You need wisdom. And that's what I'm hoping that you're getting from this program. You're getting the wisdom that you need to move you from this place to where you need to be. And you're getting the understanding, okay? Not only with the wisdom, but the understanding that comes with this, where you'll begin to see. You'll begin to see because you can't see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. Okay, so you have to understand. Once you understand something, you'll never forget it. And the knowledge comes with how to apply it, how to apply all of this, where these limitations will stop, sabotaging your journey to success, to meet your ultimate goals. Your journey to success. And I know that you're going to reach your ultimate goals if you just do the things that you have heard on these programs. Because what is brought to you each and every day is meant to remove those things, those old belief systems that's on the inside of you, and to root those things up and replace those negative things with something positive that's going to move you into your design pathway to reach your ultimate goals. So where do limitations reside? They reside in your thoughts. They reside in your feelings. They reside in your conversations. They reside in your actions. And they reside in your lack of knowledge. But you could do something about that. You could do something about that this weekend. But taking time for yourself, okay? Like you take time for everybody else. Why do you always keep pushing yourself on the back burner and thinking that, I'm done, okay? I'm done. No, you're not done, okay? Don't allow your dream to, just lie dormant. Continue to lie dormant. Bring life to your dream by bringing life to yourself, where you could begin to appreciate who you are and live your life on purpose. So I hope that what I have shared with you, these nuggets, has moved you into a place that to really realize that you have what it takes to reach your ultimate goals. So I want you to enjoy your weekend. And, like I say, take time for yourself this weekend and sit back and, enjoy this. Enjoy the journey because there's so much that you need to discover about yourself. Woman, you have value. And if you're a guy out there that's listening to this broadcast, I'm not going to leave you out because you have value also. Okay? So, for the most part, thank you for tuning in to this segment of Turning Your Passion in the Profit Morning Show. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. But remember this is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day and enjoy your weekend.